Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Put summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
All right, welcome to another Friday night edition of the Pajama Party. I'm one of those Poppa DD. I'm in here with Ketel. Ketel?
Ketel, you're going to have to open your mic.
Hey, yo, Ketel, are you out there?
Open your microphone.
What's going on? What's going on? Sorry about that.
There she is. What's up, Ketel?
And Redwine wasn't supposed to talk to her. I said her name, but we're going to do it. Redwine, you can talk
now.
now.
Okay,
Yeah,
bonsoir, darlings. Happy Friday.
All right.
That's all right. Happy Friday. How's everybody?
Ooh, I'm
Everything's
good.
Cool. Friday the 13th. Watch the ladders and the black cats and the umbrellas and the, what else do we stay away from today? Umbrellas, black cats, ladders.
I don't worry about it. I'm going to break a mirror standing under a ladder holding a black cat. How about that?
Why you going to say that? Don't say that. Don't do that.
I ain't never scared.
Oh, boy. Okay, ain't never scared. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, how's everybody doing? How you doing, Poppa DD?
Everything is cool. Fair and meddling. Fair and meddling, as old folks say. I'm fair and meddling.
Oh, is that what they say?
Oh, Lord.
Something like that. I don't even know if it was said like that. I'm just there, yeah.
Oh, no.
Anyway, everything's cool, you know.
All righty.
Oh, boy. We have a little technical difficulty, but trying to get through it.
Yep, so, push forward.
Yes.
Keep it moving.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready
Do we have
to
a
get in
lineup?
the rundown?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Always got to line up. Of course.
All right.
I got you back, Papa.
All right. Line them up.
All right. All right. Our hot topic tonight, we got Trump declares a national emergency. Oh, wow. We're going to get into that. The NCAA tournament games will be played without no fans. And also, Olive Garden host resigns and plans to sue. Also, our hidden and credit headlines, 27 killed in Iran from methanol poisoning. Wow. Denmark temporarily closes borders. U.S. colleges and universities closing due to the coronavirus. Also, one closing across the country. And a New Jersey 7-Eleven owner sold a homemade hand sanitizer. Wow. I'm getting crazy. What's popping with Poppa DD? Cocktail of the week is the Pisco Sour. Weird news. Psych eval ordered for a man who sought trial by combat. Also, police jail woman who made bail with weed-scented candles, and man waves gun to get hot sauce. Okay. I'm just saying with Redwine, don't charge for my blackness. Living for the city with Poppa DD, my Hollywood wrap-up. I got a lot going on with this coronavirus. I kiss the list and the last word. So sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be back with the hot topics.
It's Friday night, and you're listening to the Pajama Party Show Live. Tune in every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific. We push it to the limit every week like only we can. We've got hot topics, hit it and quit it headlines, TV and movie reviews, commentaries, and the world's famous Kiss It list. And you don't want to be on the Kiss It list. So visit apajamaparty.com. Check out the cocktail of the week. Get your glass and get your laugh on with the Pajama Party Crew, doing what we do right here with you. Get up on this and push it. Push it real good.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Darling. Como allez-vous? Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ooh, it's time for the hot topic. Oh, I'm feeling mighty fine.
I bet
How
you
doing?
I can't complain. Well, I'm fine. I didn't get you in that glass there, so you're doing fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. You heard my ice.
All right. Well, I got the first one to get into this hot topic here. Our president declares a national emergency and invoking the Stanford Act. Okay. A source familiar with the president's plans, Trump is declaring both a national emergency and invoking the Stanford Act, which means Stanford Act is what frees up the extra federal funding and allows access to the funds. And the national emergency gives access to the expanded authorities for the executive branch. Oh, your president, he's loving all of that. Trump claims private sector will provide 5 million coronavirus tests within a month. Okay, that's a lot, 5 million. President Trump announced that private labs and vaccine developers will be able to provide 5 million coronavirus tests within a month. Okay. Also, he claimed that this drive-through testing sites will be set up to make coronavirus tests available for more people and more quickly. That's pretty good. He goes on to say, we still have a long way to go. There will be many more cases, but we'll take care of that and ultimately, as the president says. Yep. So he says we're going to have access to $50 billion, which he's described as a large amount of money for states and territories and locations or in our shared fight against the disease. That's a lot of money. So hopefully it's going to go to the proper places, because I don't want to hear nothing like, oh, we didn't get our money, they allocated the money, but we didn't get it, yeah, woo. So everybody just watch the president, make sure he's allocating his money where it's supposed to go, make sure they get to the right people. That's my concern. But, yep, so what's your thoughts on it, Redwine? You think that he should have done it, or he waited too late, or, is it right on time?
Oh, I think he absolutely waited too late. That's like waiting until all of your livestock has run out through the gate to decide, oh, now we got a problem. When you saw the problem mounting, and this thing is that contagious where people are able to catch it that easily, you needed to go into emergency mode, put everything in motion, push whatever button you got to push, allocate the money, and let's start getting, the plans in play. Why would you wait until the situation is already virtually out of control? Now you want to try to find ways to contain it. To spend the effort that he did trying to so-called calm the nation, trying to downplay the situation. You can't downplay a situation like this. While he's downplaying it, the World Health Organization was calling it a worldwide pandemic. So there's a disconnect. You got this organization saying the crap has hit the fan, and he's saying it's not that serious. We'll be fine. Everybody calm down. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, that's what I say.
Mm-hmm.
What you say about it, Papa?
You know, sometimes Trump talks to the world like he's talking to his idiot followers. Sometimes, you know, he gives all this abbreviated crap that his people that love him falls for. And when he's talking to the whole mass of people, you know, they're not even understanding it because, you know, he's not coming off as real as normal people need to hear it, and that's where he loses grip at when he does his different so-called press conferences and all the stuff, national things. He gets and reads from the teleprompter, and he's like, you know, sound like somebody reading for the first time, and it's just a mess. You know, he pauses for lies and does all kind of stuff. I mean, but people that can't see through his facade, they either just brainwashed or just a straight up cuckoo brain or something. I mean, it's just a mess. He didn't take this thing serious from the beginning. Just like he's not taking global warming serious or anything else. I mean, here we are. What was this is Friday the 13th of February,
Right.
and we haven't had a drop of snow all year. You see any snow this year, this winter?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I appreciate the cheap gas bill.
Not in this area, no.
I appreciate the cheap gas bill, but no, it's not just this area. They're talking about it all over the world. 60 Minutes was talking about the people that do ice skating up in the Netherlands. Them jokers got to make their own ice anymore. They trying to find somewhere to ice skate. They got indoor stadiums that they can't ice skate outdoors no more. So we ain't seen a drop. I have not used a crystal of salt this year on nothing. So tell me when that happens when you don't get no snow or nothing, you know? That's crazy. But anyway, that's your boy. I ain't going to talk about him, you know. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's a whole other show. But I did want to add that later on today, Nancy Pelosi announced a deal with the Trump administration for an aid package for Congress that would provide free tests, sick pay for workers, and bolster food programs. Also, they have reached an agreement with the administration to resolve outstanding challenges, and now will soon pass the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. So that's going to be interesting. So, this is what Nancy Pelosi she's proposing. So let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I also heard that Trump had issues with what was being proposed, and I don't know how far that bill is going to go.
If it does get approved, though, I think that's something that people should look into, because a lot of jobs is asking people to take some voluntary time off, you know. And if you can get that, if you can apply for that sick leave pay, you know, I mean, they got to tell people how to apply for it if they're going to offer it. If you can take it off, then you just honor your job by taking a couple weeks off because your job is asking you to for the betterment of the company. And then you just apply for it. This way you can kind of have some time off at the same time and get paid for the government on the back end. I mean, if you can work it like that. But the question is, if you're authorizing paid leave time, how do you get it? Who's it issued to, and is this for the government only, or what are they saying?
Yeah, and who's paying for it?
Well, we know who's paying for it. I'm asking, how do you get it?
No, I'm asking, who's paying for it? What budget is that coming out of?
I don't care about that. As long as I get it, I don't care what budget it comes out of. That doesn't make a difference to me.
But my point is this: money doesn't just come out of the thin air.
But I'm not worried about that as a
I'm not asking you to worry. I'm saying that money. But I'm saying if they get that money and allocate it for this purpose, it has to come from somewhere. So what is being sacrificed in order to
wait a
make
minute,
that
wait a minute,
happen?
wait a minute. As an employee that took a couple weeks off and just needs some money, why are you worrying about where it came from?
No,
why
jobs pay for it.
Redwine, Poppa DD. Maybe it's coming from the $50 billion the federal aid is giving. Maybe it's coming out of that budget.
I don't care where it's coming. I don't care if it's coming from a slush fund.
Maybe it's
it don't
coming
matter
out
to
of
me.
that budget. So. Right. So
it don't matter to me where it's coming from. They spending $5 billion to build a wall. So,
I'm only asking because I don't want to see some other vital program get sacrificed.
Please, give me a break. You taking 2
order
weeks
to
off
make
the
that
job.
happen.
You need to.
That's nothing new, Redwine. That's nothing new. They cut programs every day, though. But I'm
Yeah, you're taking 2 weeks off work, and you need money. What you worry about where it comes from?
I'm just asking a question. So
yeah, but you can't be sympathetic.
Shoot me then. I'm just asking a question.
But how are you being sympathetic when you taking 2 weeks off work and you need money for yourself? Charity begins at home.
I was just asking the question.
All right, well, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be.
I wonder where they're going to get the money.
All right, well, that's.
If they're doing, I'm not talking so much about the league.
Okay, all right.
They were talking also about possibly doing something to give people money like they did back in 2000. And I finished. Back in 2008, when there was a recession, the government sent checks to people. And they took it from, I don't know where they took it from, but they said they took it from some other fund. And I was just wondering if that's the plan. I'm not talking about employers allowing people to use their leave. That's money that your employer owes you anyway. So I'm not talking about that.
No, you got it wrong. We'll discuss it more. We don't.
What do you mean I got it wrong?
We don't want to spend a lot of time on that.
If you got sick leave, you can use your sick leave.
Let's move on. We'll discuss this at another time.
No, you're not going to leave it out there like you got it wrong. We'll talk about it later.
You're getting it wrong. We're not talking about that. You're in the wrong area of that. So let's move on.
So I'm just wrong, and we're going to leave it at that.
I didn't say you were wrong. I said you're wrong on the wrong area right now. We're not talking about that. I was saying, and let's move on, because this could go on, and we just started our show, and we don't want to kill a lot of time on that.
I want to know.
We're going to move on, because this is taking
I've
too
been
much
accused
time.
now that I'm
Well,
wrong.
don't take it personal. Don't take it personal.
Too late.
Yeah, well.
You're up next. What else we got?
I ain't going to go with the, okay. Anyway, NCAA, them blood-sucking leeches, I got no sympathy for their ass. Every year, March Madness makes $1 billion, okay? So the fact that they got to close up and not do it this year, I'm not worried about them one bit, okay? Because people out here got major student loans, and that money they make off March Madness ain't going to no damn body but in their rich-ass pockets. And the students that are playing basketball ain't making a damn dime. And the people up there selling the cotton candy and all, they just making a little wage for selling a little percentage of the stuff they're selling. Half the stuff don't sell. They walk around with these big, heavy-ass containers trying to sell you some Cracker Jack popcorn and some cotton candy and a whole bunch of stuff and beer that costs $5 a can. And, it's an atrocity. I'm glad it's not happening because it's a mess. You know what I mean? It's a big old slave trade that, that the big old breadwinner is the man with the big-ass pockets and the beard that the mustache that he twists at the end with his finger as he gets a massage from a geisha girl. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, NCAA took a drastic step by closing the NCAA men's and women's basketball Final Four March Madness this year, which, like I said, is a $1 billion project, which only goes for 2 weeks. Who makes $1 billion in 14 days? Really? Anyway. The government body made the announcement Wednesday afternoon and proclaimed against the spread of any more corona viruses. The NCAA president's name is Mark Emmers. Put him on the kiss list because he's the one that stuffs his big old pockets in his. You ever see the pockets in those pants?
Cargo pants.
Yeah, cargo pants and the railroad pants with the little suspenders on them with the big ass pockets.
What's his name again? Mark who?
Emmert, E-M-M-E-R-T, Emmert, E-M-M-E-R-T. President of NCAA making all the money in the damn world. NCAA continues to assess the impact of COVID-19 in consultation with public health officials and our COVID-19 advisory panel based on their advice. Now, that's crap, too, because they had to convince them to finally close down because NFL has shut down. Everybody else shut down. NCAA was still holding on. They claimed they were going to do it with nobody in the stands, and that would have been completely ridiculous. Okay, so anyway, they said after discussions with NCAA board members and COVID-19 advisory panel, and he quotes by saying, "I have made the decision," like he's the big cheese man, "I have made the decision to not conduct our upcoming championship this season and terminate the men's and women's national tournament of March Madness 2020, like he's the hero. He didn't want to do it in the beginning because, you know, it's big money. The men's Final Four is currently set to be held at Atlanta's was set to be held at Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Yeah, have you ever seen that Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
In Atlanta?
Atlanta. They built a new stadium. Okay, it's amazing. You got to see the outside of it, the roof itself, the layers and layers of roofing. It's just amazing.
No, I
that
haven't
seat,
seen
it
it.
seats 70,000 people, which is still nothing because colleges, they seat over 100,000 seats at college games, college football games. Of course, they want their money for real. Okay, the NCAA could move the games. They could have moved it to a smaller venue and all, and they were debating all that until they decided to shut it down completely. So there you have it. You know, they're not going to get their little $1 billion this year, so they're probably tripping. All the plans they have for their new vehicles or houses or whatever them big cheeses get at the end of the season. So that's all for a go. So in some way, this particular outbreak, you know, not for what it does to people, is a blessing because greedy people got to, you know, pull their shirt out of their pants and expose their big ass belly. So anyway, that's all I got to say on that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that they have made enough money for a lifetime.
Yeah, they have. $1 billion every year. And it's a slave trade, you know, because it's a bunch of young black men mostly. I'm sorry, go ahead. What's that, Ketel?
No, I was going to say, it kills me the things that LeBron James says and why he gravitating to him, whatever he say. About, I'm not going to play if it's not no audience. I mean, you got a pandemic here. Coronavirus going on. You want to be around people who got the virus? Come on now, man.
Yeah, he shoots himself in the foot also.
Yeah. I know that's what they thrive on, you know, the fans and stuff and all that. But, I mean, you have to take things into consideration. He just, you know, he may be his age, but sometimes he just act too young as far as his age, as far as my
But why is he seeming like he's the voice of the NBA? Seems like they always sticking a mic in his face. Yeah, but I'm like, he's a player on the team. I know he's good. He's one of the best. But you're not the voice.
Mm-hmm.
But they sure act like it. And if you stick a mic in his face, he's going to tell you what he thinks.
Well, I think he was a little peeved also that he didn't get to talk at Kobe Bryant's funeral as quiet as kept. I mean, he spoke up for everybody when they did the first thing before the game when he came out there and spoke that day, but he didn't show up for the funeral because I think that's largely behind. I don't think Vanessa. She wanted more people that was prominent and closer to Kobe. You know, Shaq and Michael Jordan and people like that, and there wasn't no room for him.
Right.
He knew he wasn't. You know, LeBron James was a Cleveland Cavalier. You know, he wasn't thinking about no Kobe. I mean, I'm not discounting the friendship he had with Kobe, but he wasn't in the Laker family, not at all.
That's true.
You know, that's your people.
Well, all right. Let me shift gears and tell you about some more racism in America. You know, it's always something. We got a situation out of Olive Garden, for all you Olive Garden fans, with the endless salad and the breadsticks. This was about a 16-year-old student who has resigned her job at Olive Garden working as a hostess after she says that she was harassed by her coworkers for calling out workplace discrimination. Now, you would think they would have celebrated that, but apparently she says her coworkers harassed her because she called it out. But the young lady's name is Amira Donahue. She, along with another unidentified server, both claim that they were targeted with racial discrimination last month check this out. So last month at Olive Garden, Amira Donahue and another server said a white woman came into the restaurant, and this was in Evansville, Indiana. So this white lady came in the restaurant demanding a server that was not black. And the manager at the Olive Garden granted the woman's request. So this woman comes in there loud talking about, I need a server that's not black. I will not, she didn't want to be waited on by anybody black. I need to have somebody not black to wait on me. And the manager up in there was like, okay, we'll get you somebody not black to wait on you. So this idiot manager, instead of telling that woman, then you need to leave, he went and got a white server to wait on her. So now the Olive Garden chain has said that they fired the manager at that Evansville, Indiana location after finding out how the manager handled the altercation. But the young lady, Amira, says that after the manager was fired, her co-workers started making derogatory comments about her. Now, Miss Donahue, that's the young lady who says she was harassed, Amira Donahue, she went and got some lawyers, and her lawyers announced on last Saturday that she was no longer employed at the Evansville Olive Garden. Now, Amira has spoken up about being discriminated by the Olive Garden customer and said she's been harassed and retaliated against by her co-workers and her superiors. And she told her superiors about the harassment and the retaliation by her co-workers, and they didn't do anything. They didn't talk to her other co-workers and tell them to cut it out or reprimand them or anything. They did absolutely nothing. So the story goes on to say that Amira tried to overcome adversity because, she was an experienced server at Olive Garden. She was trying to keep her job. But after the manager got fired, she says that the work environment became intolerable. So her lawyers said the final straw happened on March 6th of this month. That was, last week, when Amira alleges that she overheard her co-workers talking about her to each other, making comments such as, black people will do anything for money, and I don't like her, all this kind of stuff. But really, black people will do anything for money? So the lawyer said that they're standing by her and they're holding Olive Garden responsible for the treatment of Amira, and that if any other employees were harmed by Olive Garden's treatment, employees, that, they want them to come forward and stand with Amira. So, Amira went on to talk about how she felt like she was targeted by racial discrimination by the female customer, the white woman who came in there last month. She says that this woman asked for a server that was not black, and the manager complied. And I agree that it was a bad decision at the moment. But she said that she shared the woman's fury, and then the woman's fury, the white woman, got directly toward her. So she said she stood in the middle of the restaurant, the white woman did, stood in the middle of the restaurant and started screaming at me in front of all the customers. And the lady made comments about her to another coworker, saying that I was not family friendly and that I should go to work at a strip club instead of Olive Garden. Now, this woman just came in off the street, and you want to talk about this young lady who's only 16 years old simply because she is not white. You got a problem with black people. Then you're going to turn around and yell and scream in the restaurant talking about she need to be at a strip club, not working here. Really?
Wow.
I just don't even understand.
I'm trying to understand, where did that come from? Why would she even say that?
Some people just have inbred idiocy, apparently. She said the woman went on to ask her, while this white woman was having her tantrum, she said, are you black? Are you from here? Are you American? Just making comments like that to her. And then referred to her talking to somebody else as the other one. The other one, that other one.
Here comes John.
People just have issues. Now, I should point out also that Indiana is like the home base of the Ku Klux Klan. So let us not be shocked that this kind of stuff goes on in Indiana. I am dismayed that manager just basically kissed this woman's behind and said, okay, let me get you a white server. Instead of just saying, you're not going to come in here and disrespect our staff like that. If you have a problem with our staff, then maybe this is not the place that you need to eat today. And let me show you to the door. That's what the manager should have done.
Should have, yeah, you're right. He probably must be just as racist as the customer.
I mean, and I'm being diplomatic about it. The manager could have just gone off on her since she's yelling and screaming all up in the restaurant. She could have told her what you're not going to do is come in here and disrupt and upset our other customers who are paying for food. You just got here. We don't need you, so bye-bye. If you want to be undiplomatic about it. But to say, yeah, let me go get you a white servant, and that'll make everything all right. I don't think so. So we don't know that manager's name. And, of course, Olive Garden put a statement out saying that this is not how we operate. We are not, this is not who we are as a corporation. That's why we immediately fired this manager when we found out about this. I guess what they're saying is please don't have Al Sharpton and all of the folk come and pick at our restaurants. We're not that way. We love black people. So...
Okay.
I'm not mad at Olive Garden corporately. Well, I'm just saying, I'm not mad at Olive Garden corporately. But this particular manager who felt like this was the best course of action, you messed up. And now you're out of a job and you're on the Pajama Party Kiss It list.
Oh, Lord.
That's all I got on that.
Okay. Well, I hope she her name goes onto the Olive Garden marquee. Say it's her Olive Garden because she should own it. The way they treating people down there in Indiana, it's just a disgrace. So.
Yeah, that would be fair. She should buy herself a franchise and say, "Now I'll show you how it should be done."
I know that's right. There you go. Yep. Well, if you guys got any questions or comments, what we're talking about, hit us up tonight. 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Press 1. Of course, got to press 1. All right. So that's our hot topics for tonight. I guess we're going to take a little CC break, and we're going to get back into the Hit and Quit It headlines for tonight. You guys ready to go to Hit and Quit It? You want to take a little CC?
Yeah, we can take a break.
Okay. A break it is. I'm out of ice, so I need a break anyway.
Looking for a new cocktail to serve at your next dinner party? Trying to figure out what pairs well with your main entree? Then you need to visit the Cocktail of the Week archive at apajamaparty.com. We've got a list of all the cocktails we've featured on previous Pajama Party shows, with recipes and pictures of the drinks. And believe me, we've had some good ones. And while you're on the website, visit the archives for previous shows. Just click on any date, and you can hear the shows again and again. We've got you covered at apajamaparty.com. And tell a friend. They'll thank you.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One of those Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. And it's time for the Hit It and Quit It headlines. Oh, let's see. Let's go to Ketel. Ketel, what you got for us tonight?
Well. This is a crazy one. Yeah, I don't know. What people are thinking about now. 27 killed in Iran from methanol poisoning after virus cure rumors. The outbreak of the virus in Iran is one of the deadliest outside of China, where the disease originated. 20 have died in the southwestern province of Kazakhstan and 7 in the northern province of Abors after consuming bootleg alcohol. Drinking alcohol is banned in Iran for everyone. Wow. Local media regularly reported on lethal cases of poisoning caused by bootleg liquor. Wow. 218 people had been hospitalized after being poisoned. The intoxication cases were caused by rumors that drinking alcohol can be effective in treating coronavirus. Oh, my God. The Abbas judiciary official said on Monday that 5 people had been arrested in the city over distributing the drinking alcohol. Wow. And if ingested in large quantities, methanol can cause blindness, liver damage, and death. Iran has been scrambling to contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus, which has hit all of the country's provinces, killing at least 237 people and infecting more than 7,000. That's a lot of people. So it says 16 out of 69 confirmed cases died of coronavirus affected. Wow. The country's health care system, burdened by U.S. sanctions, has faced shortages in supplies and medicine as it fights to contain the crisis. Wow. I guess it was just, I don't know what type of alcohol. What was it? Methane alcohol? That's crazy. They're mixing this stuff up and telling these people to take it is going to help the coronavirus. Ridiculous.
That was like regular isopropyl rubbing alcohol.
Oh, okay. That's what that is. Okay.
Like
That's
medical
crazy.
rubbing alcohol.
Right. They use on medical things. But also, too, that the regular drinking alcohol, Tito's alcohol vodka said they had an influx of sales because they think they can use that to make hand sanitizer. Right, but it's not. They said the alcohol content is not high. It has to be at least 70%, and that's only 30, you know.
That's what you're supposed to use. You're supposed to use the rubbing alcohol for that. You don't use no booze.
I mean, there is some drinking alcohol you can use, but like you said, it's got to be 70% or better.
Right. Well, they should have been drinking Tito's instead of the rubbing alcohol. Maybe we just got confused. Wow.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, it is. All right. Keep it moving.
Okay. Over to you, Poppa DD.
Well, looks like Denmark will temporarily close the borders to non-citizens on Saturday. This is ironic because I don't understand why you think your citizens are so pure and everybody else is so damn dirty. Anyway, Denmark will temporarily close its borders for non-citizens in a move to curb the spread of the coronavirus. The Danish Prime Minister, his name is Mette Frederiksen, said it on Friday. All tourism, all travel, all vacations, and all foreigners who cannot prove a credible purpose for entering Denmark, this is his accent that he has, will be denied entrance at our Danish borders. Frederiksen said that at a news conference last Friday in the Copenhagen. Denmark, Copenhagen, which is, I've experienced that area. That's over by the North Atlantic. That represents Amsterdam and its whole North Atlantic scene. That's where Ireland and Amsterdam and Denmark and all that stuff. All the, free marijuana, free hashish, legal marijuana, legal prostitution is vicious over there. But anyway, that's another story. Boston and Miami will be added to a list of 11 airports that are being used to divert passengers traveling to and from that European area region. So anybody leaving out of those areas cannot enter Copenhagen from Boston or Miami. So the airports are getting in on it. It's amazing out there today. The new airports, Miami International and Logan International Airport, they go into effect 11:59 Friday, and senior officials said on a press call, they're adding that everyone already en route is not impacted by this, but I guess they claim if you already have tickets and all, they're going to try to honor it, but it's just a mess. It's a mess. So it just seems that everybody around the world is getting in on this particular situation and ducking and dodging and slipping and sliding and trying to avoid stuff any way they can. And it's becoming what they call it, a
pandemic.
Pandemic.
That's true.
It means your ass is panicking. And I just don't think, off the record a little bit, I don't like the way America talks with, especially Trump, and even Congress and Pelosi and all them. I don't think that money is always the answer. America always talks like that. $50 billion well, if you would have paid attention from the beginning, you know what I mean? If you would have gotten the game from the start, you would have took it serious from the beginning, you would have been up on it.
Right.
I mean, it's just like car repairs. You hear something in your car, you take it to a mechanic, but you don't wait until that noise, you don't drown the noise out with the radio, and then you're in the middle of 95, and all of a sudden your chassis breaks, and you find yourself sitting in the middle of Route 95 with a broken idle arm or a broken strut or something that you heard squeaking for 2 weeks, but you avoided it because either, financially or whatever, get it checked out. And that's what happened with this whole situation with America. I don't think that Trump understands his frontline duties on what he's supposed to do first and foremost. He's so busy trying to just make sure everything is cool. I'm just as cool as Barack. I'm just as cool as Barack. Don't y'all see? I'm just as cool as Barack. I always say, I'm just glad Barack came through there first.
I know that's right.
Because right now, it's going to take a strong person to clean up the mess that he's doing in there. He's trying to stay in because he's going to spend the next 4 years cleaning up his mess. If he gets reelected, he's going to spend 4 years trying to put the country back in shape because he done took it apart completely.
Well, I think this coronavirus is going to be the bigger opponent for him than anybody running on the Democratic ticket.
But you never know. He has such an ignorant following that it's them people follow him like mummies. They're like marching soldiers when it comes to him. I mean, I even have people on the job that are just Trump supporters, and I don't really talk to them too much anymore because I never knew their views were that ignorant. And I'm like, wow.
People go hard.
And I've been friends with this person for the last 4 years, and then they start talking, and you be like, damn, I didn't know he thought like that. They say something, everybody try to keep their political beast to themselves, but it slips out sometime on the job. And they come out and say something crazy, and some of them are talking just like Trump. Mm-hmm. Just like, even when this coronavirus first broke out, the person I work with kept saying, well, they're so serious about that. People dying of heart disease every day, blah, blah, blah. And I was saying to myself, I would normally say, well, what's that got to do with this situation? But knowing where it's coming from, he sounds just like Trump. So I left it alone. I leave him alone from now on. I don't even, only have a conversation with him. It's crazy. Anyway.
All right, well, let's go to the phones. Let him pick up a caller, and then we'll get into the next hit and quit it. Caller, welcome to the Pajama Party Show. You are live on the air. Go right ahead with your comment.
Hey, this is Timon. I'm calling from Atlanta. And,
hey, Timon, welcome to the show.
Hey, this is Linda.
This is Redwine. How are you?
Redwine? Okay, I'm good, thank you. I was calling because one of the reasons that the coronavirus spread so fast is because, one, I call him 45. I don't like calling him his name because it's just annoying. So I call him 45. But he fired and cut the budget of the CDC. And he removed CDC officials from China and other places that would, help prevent the spread. And so people they don't know these things. They listen to Fox News, they listen to all these other places, but they don't realize that he precipitated in basically advanced the spread of the virus. Because they weren't prepared. We weren't prepared, and he spreads these rumors or these what he thinks he knows, saying that in April the season is going to be over. It's just going to disappear like the season. So. But he made strategic cuts in the budget and did things that really hurt, and it made the spread so much worse.
I absolutely agree. One of the other things he got rid of is the Ebola team that was put in place by President Obama. There was a White House Ebola team that was still working, that was still there in place. But when he came in office, in his process of trying to erase Obama, he got rid of the Ebola team because he felt, why do we need that? Why are these people on payroll? Get rid of them. He got rid of them. And those people were there because they handled a pandemic situation before, and they were there to handle anything else that came up. They had the knowledge, they had the experience, but he kicked them to the curb. So that's another reason why the situation was out of control.
Exactly, and we still don't have half the ambassadors in place in countries that we should have because he refuses to hire them or because he cut the budget. So we have so little representation, and we've alienated, majority of the world. They don't want to cooperate with us, even if they had the opportunity to. So
also
it's a sad situation, and it's hurting the whole world. He removed us from the Paris Accord, cut back all regulations as far as water pollution, air pollution, ground, drilling, everything, and it's all because of money. It costs us, big businesses can make more money if there's no regulations. They can dump whatever, but he's against anything that will prevent him from making money and his friends. So
right. Well, he's
maybe
also
he got stuck in 3M.
That Obama did. But anything that Obama did, that's the stuff he started day one, rolling it back. Get rid of that. And those were the things that you just mentioned that Obama had put in place that was going to be beneficial for the country. It wasn't about Obama. It was about the country.
Exactly. And another thing was net neutrality, which was overturned because now if you notice that your internet's slower, it's because that if you got Comcast and you're watching Netflix, but they want you to be watching whatever's on on Comcast, they can slow down your internet. But before that, with net neutrality, they couldn't do that legally. So now, we got slow internet. If if they want you to, the cable company or your service provider wants to slow down your internet. So he all these regulations he's removed. So
I had forgotten about that net neutrality thing, but that's absolutely true.
There's a lot of things that he's done to strategically to make more money for big businesses, including the tax cuts that supposedly help small businesses and little people that were not tax cuts. They were somebody put it as a shift in it was a shift in tax money. So the small businesses and people like us, the lower income, we pay more in taxes, and the businesses got the executives, the big businesses got a tax cut, and then they got rid of big jobs or the higher paying jobs to make more lower paying jobs. So there's the job increases that he's boasting about. They may be more jobs, but they're a lot less paying than the jobs that were there before.
Absolutely, you are dead on, caller.
Thank you. But that's all I had to say. It's people don't, like you said, you don't want to talk about politics at work or around people who may not be in the same light, or you don't want to have an argument with people. But the thing is, like with him 45 being in office, people show their ass. They just came out and just start, saying, they believe with him. He's a straight shooter. He doesn't beat around the bush. He says what he wants to say. But the things that he says are lies, and the things that he says, they're inflammatory and they incite violence. And they're racist. And a question was posed to me, if your best friend was a Trump supporter, would you stop being friends with him? Now, if he voted for Trump initially, I can excuse that because, everything wasn't known about him at that time. He was very hidden. But now, if you consider you my friend and to believe the things that he's done and all the changes that he's done to the world and to the people around, in the world, and or policies or judges that he's putting in office that are permanent judges that will be there long after he's gone. It's like, no, I can't be your friend because obviously I didn't know who the hell you were. So
there it is.
You might have been my best friend. You might have been, but you were an imposter. You were not somebody that actually knew, and you were fronting. So yeah, I would definitely. I blocked many people because you can vote for him initially when he first in office, but if you're still backing him now, I can't mess with you. I can't be friends with you. I can't even look at you. So yeah. That being said, thank you for allowing me to say my word and speak on your show, and hopefully I'll call in again soon. It's a great show, by the way.
All right, appreciate it. We'll put you back in the queue where you can listen to the rest of the show. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Atlanta calling in. Thank you, Timmy. All right, I got one more for you regarding closings on Corona. We got colleges and universities now that are shutting down the in-person classes, of course, due to coronavirus. I won't read the whole list, but we've got universities from California to New York that are closing their campuses, most of which are today, some of them closing between Saturday and Sunday. It's affecting more than 100,000 people worldwide because of the pandemic. So the cancellations were initially focused in states that were hardest hit by the virus, which included the Seattle area, parts of California, and parts of New York. But now, of course, it's spreading, and now we've got a lot of colleges are now trying to shift their face-to-face classes to online classes. So this will be interesting to see if they can figure out how to do it quick. Of course, a lot of colleges do offer online classes, but some of these classes weren't designed to be offered online. So we're going to see how this happens. So some of the schools are telling their students not to return to campus for 14 days after their return, depending on the laws of the state. And we've got a lot of colleges issuing guidance on travel that has to do with people going, like if you're international students, if you're going to China, Italy, or South Korea, particularly because it's spring break. So it just so happens that a lot of this kind of coincided with spring break, which for most colleges is happening next week. So a lot of the colleges are just extending spring break to say instead of coming back week after next, we're going to extend it another week, and some of them might extend it yet another week. So you've got, I've got California, Connecticut, Delaware, Washington, D.C., Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Maine, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. And that's just the list that we got as of today. So there may be more. So anybody who has students, or if you are a student, make sure you check your school's website or call if you need to before you go to class, or try to go to class next week or the week after spring break ends, and verify if they're even open.
All right.
Yeah, it's getting rough out there.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to piggyback off of you, Redwine. Just right here in the DMV in West Virginia, like you said, extended spring break. The schools are moving to distant online learning, which will begin after the extended spring break. And they're concerned about the kids that don't have access to computers. They said they're going to try to work that out. They got plans to help that. Other closures, Broadway, the Kennedy Center, Performing Arts in D.C., the U.S. Congress and House office buildings, Our museums are closed for 2 weeks. Also, Major League Baseball, Major Hockey, NBA, just about every sport there is shutting down until, for at least a couple of weeks. Louisiana is the first state to postpone their upcoming April primary, which has been pushed out to June 20th. That's interesting. The most famous concert in the world, Coachella, has been rescheduled to early October. And its sister event, the Stagecoach, is rescheduled to late October also. Let me see. South by Southwest, which would have been next week, is canceled. Miami's Ultra Music Festival is rescheduled till next year. Also, New York Tribeca Festival in New York City was set for April. Now it's postponed. Also, movie releases that's supposed to be coming out. James Bond, we talked about that last week. No Time to Die is being postponed. Mulan, the New Mutants, and Roger Rabbit Part 2. Also, A Quiet Place Part 2 is being postponed. Musicals, portions of the concert tour include Pearl Jam, Blake Shelton, Green Day, K-pop, Miley Cyrus, and others. And those are being canceled. And the Boston Marathon, New York's parade. These are the most popular things. Chicago's largest parades are canceled. In Paris, France, that has closed large tourist and attractions. So I guess Netflix and Hulu, they're gonna be busy. They're gonna blow that thing wide open. You're not gonna have nothing else to do.
I think you're right.
Home and yeah. So I'm quite sure this sales. If you haven't invested in Netflix, as far as stock, you better do it now. So jump on the bandwagon. So that's what I have. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I've got one more related to Corona because that's like all that's in the news. We got a story out of New Jersey. There was a 7-Eleven owner allegedly sold homemade hand sanitizer that burned 4 kids.
Wow.
This is the owner of a 7-Eleven in New Jersey that was trying to make a few bucks on the coronavirus outbreak. She put together her own homemade sanitizing spray. It turned out that stuff burned 4 children. Her name is Manisha Barad. Yeah, Manisha Barad, 47. She was issued a summons on charges of endangering the welfare of children and deceptive business practices for mixing foaming sanitizer that was not intended for resale with water and packaging the mixture in bottles sold in her Rivervale store. It says, "Let me be perfectly clear. If you try to take advantage of our residents during a public health emergency, we will hold you accountable," said New Jersey Attorney General Gerber Grewal. Retailers who try to make a quick buck by exploiting others will face civil and criminal consequences. So it turns out the chemical concoction that she put together left 4 young boys, 3 10-year-olds and 1 11-year-old burned, according to the prosecutor, Mark Musella. One child had burns on his arm and leg, but they're expected to make a full recovery. They were released from the hospital. 1 of the boys, 3 of the boys were less severely burned. 14 bottles of mixture was sold to customers, 5 of which have been turned over to the Rivervale police. She was selling them for $2.50. So she has jacked her whole life up over $2.50 a bottle with some messed up hand sanitizer.
Wow.
You know, there's people out here trying to capitalize on it.
And she owns the 7-Eleven?
Yeah, she's the owner of the store. So they were saying if you're in that Rivervale area in New Jersey and you bought any of it, you need to get in touch with the Rivervale police and turn that stuff in, and please do not use it.
Wow. All right. Well, if you guys got any questions or comments, hit us up tonight, 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Press.
All right, we're going to you. What's popping tonight?
Man, there's a lot. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, pick a starting point and go for it.
Now y'all rushing me. I was trying to keep them moving earlier.
You want to take a lot of little CC on the Bible?
Take a break. Yeah, let's take a break.
We'll take a break. All right. We'll be back on the Pajama Party.
This is the Pajama Party on Blog Talk Radio. The Pajama Party is produced by DC Homegrown Entertainment at www.dchomegrown.com. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the Pajama Party crew and you. So pick up the phone and dial 914-803-4306. That's 914-803-4306. And tell us what's on your mind. There's a big fluffy pillow reserved just for you at the Pajama Party, so call us now. And remember, it's PJs only, no clothes allowed. Pass it on. Log on to www.apajamaparty.com and click the Listen Live banner or call 914-803-4306. Now let's get back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Is it tea time, darling?
Living just enough for the city.
Okay, but why are we doing Stevie Wonder? I thought we were doing Pajama Party.
Well, I was talking about my little one of my segments of Living for the City.
Join the party.
Now you ride me.
That's every Friday night at 9. Pajama Party. No clothes allowed.
Ketel and Redwine step on my parade. I had the mic first. And they're coming in just trying to,
It's my turn.
Now she gonna sing.
What number to call?
Yeah, call us at 914-803-4306. 4306.
And press 1.
And press 1 to be put into the queue. And say what you have to say. You can read off what we're talking about. Come up with a new subject of your own. We're
hear from you.
We're liberal. We're easy.
Eastern Time.
Eastern Time. We're here 9 p.m. Friday nights. That's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
West Coast. And maybe 7 o'clock in the mountains or in the
7 in the mountains.
Around Michigan.
8 o'clock Central.
Michigan and New Orleans and all that. We're like an hour back.
Yeah.
But 9 o'clock on the East Coast.
9:15 CP time.
CP time 9:15.
Don't be late when you listen to us. It is 9 o'clock on the dot.
That's right. Every Friday night.
We'll see you there.
Goodbye.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. What's poppin'?
All right, like we said earlier, the world's a mess. It's a damn mess. And where do we begin to clean it up? Who knows? Because half the world is into what they're doing, what they're talking about. You got people following this so-called leaders in effect. So it's going to take a lot, And then you got the Democrats that they're kind of cutting the cord because of all the battling between the whole situation with the elections and all. I think that if Biden is winning this stuff, then Bernie Sanders needs to lay down the way Hillary Clinton should lay down when Barack was whooping her ass. You know what I mean? You can't keep staying in the game with your popularity. I tell people all the time, just because you got followers and people that believe in you, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's all about the count. It's all about the delegates and things like that to get you over the finish line. The electoral college is not about the actual popular vote, and that's why we lost to Trump last time, because people weren't about being popular. Like Hillary Clinton didn't go and talk to white folks like she should. She didn't go up into the bowels of the areas that Trump went when it comes to talking to people that's up there sheep herding and all kind of stuff. People that's going up there and going into them real southern white towns, that poor white trash stuff, going all up into that. She was hanging out with Jay-Z and people like that and trying to be all, that was her level of hanging out with black people and all that. But the white people that Trump was laying on and throwing the dog whistle at them and waking them up and making them celebrate their whiteness more and more and more, took things over the top. Not to mention the Russians intertweeting and messing up things like that. But, this time around, we got to unify early. It's not about the way Hillary was like at the last minute. This is when Barack won, for the first time, where Hillary just wouldn't give up. She wanted him to pay for her campaign and all kind of stuff. I'm like, well, damn. Can we just go to the major election and get this thing going? You lost the primary, but the same with Bernie. Acting like he's behind by over 100 points, and he's still trying to. That kind of stuff right there is just ego. Let it go. Let it go. Everybody's a Democrat. Let's get it together, and come up with a solution. And the more you hang on, the more you showing people that you still. Republicans are looking at the ego of the Democrats when they make it wear thin. Now we got a situation going on with a virus going around, so let's wrap this up. Wrap up this whole Democratic primary thing. Get a front runner, and let's start getting behind that person and start building. It's the only way they're gonna win. That's all I got to say on that.
All right, Poppa DD. Let's see. Ketel, we're coming back to you for the cocktail of the week. Are you ready?
Yeah, stay ready, darling. Well,
excuse me.
We have a cocktail of the week. It's called the Pisco Sour. Did I pronounce that right, Redwine?
Yes, you did.
All right, and this is from Peru. I'll tell you what Pisco means in a minute. So you're going to have 2 ounces of the Pisco, 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, a half an ounce of simple syrup. You guys might not want that, but this is part of the. You all right over there, Papa?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. 1 egg white, and garnish it with Agora bitters. So let me tell you what Pisco means. That's a white brandy made from Peru from muscat grapes. That's what that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all our ingredients into the shaker with ice and shake vigorously. Strain into a chilled rock glass over fresh ice and garnish with 3 drops of the bitters. And this is called the Pisco Sour, and this will be on our website. So enjoy. Hello.
All right. Thank you, Ketel.
You're very welcome. Okay.
A Pisco Sour. All right. We're going to shift gears and go to the, are we going to go to the weird news or are we breaking?
It's up to you guys. I'm ready. Just go for it. We need to lighten it up a little bit.
What'd you say, Papa?
Don't matter. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's go to the weird news then.
All right.
And I believe I'm up first, so let me tell you about this one. I've got a psych evaluation ordered for a man who was trying to get a trial by combat. I've never heard of that kind of situation, but that's why it's the weird news. This is coming out of Harlan, Iowa. An Iowa judge has ordered a psychological evaluation of a Kansas man who asked the judge to let him engage in a sword fight with his ex-wife and her attorney so that he could rend their souls from their bodies. I don't know what that's about, but that's what he said. David Ostrom, who's from Aola, Kansas, said in a court filing that his former wife, Bridget Ostrom, from Harlan, Iowa, and her attorney had destroyed him legally, and that the Ostroms had been embroiled in disputes over custody and visitation issues and property tax payments, so the judge had the power to let the parties resolve their disputes on the field of battle legally. That's what the ex-husband said, David Ostrom. Yeah. He also said in his filing, I know, he said in his filing that trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in the United States. So he said, I think I've met Mr. Hudson's absurdity with my own absurdity, that he said regarding the former wife, that she could choose her attorney to act as her champion. So I guess he wanted the ex-wife's attorney to get a sword and fight him in a sword fight. I have never heard any stuff like that. So the ex-wife, Bridget, it's crazy. The ex-wife, Bridget Ostrom, asked the judge to suspend David Ostrom's visitation rights to their children and order him to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. And the judge granted both requests. Apparently the judge said, yeah, he's a little off. So,
yeah. No.
Yeah. They said his motion for combat was disturbing, and that his reasons, they thought it might have been about just getting attention, but nonetheless, he had been ordered to have a psychiatric evaluation, and now he has to wait until the program is complete before he can make any other request.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe he's been watching some of those, movies from like the 15th, 16th century where you handle stuff by sword fight or something.
And what state was this in?
This was in Harlan, Iowa.
Wow. I'm telling you, Midwest, what are they doing?
Yeah, he might be a little bored.
Is that what it is? Okay. Well, I got one here in Yuma, Arizona. A man waved a gun at a drive-thru, asked for hot sauce. I guess they weren't giving it up. I don't know. An Arizona man is facing charges after police say he waved a gun at a fast food drive-thru window and demanded hot sauce. A bail put him on the kiss list. Bail Lamar is facing charges in the case and was recently arrested earlier this month again. This time on drunken driver, the U.S. Sun reports. According to police, Lamar in June pulled a gun on an employee at the Mexican food restaurant and demanded hot sauce, which is given for free with every food purchase. Police say the episode was captured on the video surveillance cameras. Lerma and the driver of the car were later arrested. Lerma, who was out of custody after posting a $50,000 bond and under the supervision of pretrial services, was arrested on March 3rd and has been charged with aggravated DUI for having a child under the age of 15 in the car and endangerment. What? Lerma's court-appointed attorney says he was working on hearings for both cases to be held together. Lord have mercy. He's going to need some help. Okay. And it says the state Superior Court Judge David Hall set a new bond amount and revoked Lerma's previous release. Oh, my God. He needs some help. He needs to go behind bars again, I guess. Her name was Abel, Abel, Lerma, Lerma. He needs to be put on the kissing list. All right. All right.
All right.
Last
one is this here. I don't know. I think this lady might get away with this. This is in Ashland, Louisiana. Well, the title of the story is that the police jailed a woman who paid bail with marijuana scented cash. Okay. Now, a Louisiana woman was arrested on drug charges after police determined the $5,000 cash that was used to post an inmate's bail had a strong odor of marijuana. Now, first of all, let me just explain this story as it goes along. They were suspicious of her when she brought $5,000 worth of cash in there. I don't give a damn if it smelled like perfume. All right. Authorities began investigating. Her name was Stormy Lynn Parfair. She was 33 years old on Friday. Shortly after she showed up to an Ashland jail to pay the bond fee for an inmate being held on drug charges. Okay. Now, the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff Office said that in a statement obtained by the news outlet, after chasing a whiff of the cash, a detective searched the car while she was still at the jail. All right. Now, was there probable cause? All right. Was there authorization? Did she authorize them? You can only search somebody's car if they give you permission or there's probable cause. She's in there handling business, and them motherfuckers out there going through the car. Now, what kind of bullshit is that? I wish I was a lawyer. I would take the case my goddamn self. Anyway, after catching a whiff of the cash, a detective searched the car while she was still at the jail and found nearly $40,000 more inside. Okay, so all right.
Wow.
So what? She got some money. All right, big deal. Along with about 100 pills, a food stamp card that wasn't registered to her, according to the sheriff's department. All right, and he also saying investigators found hundreds of additional pills and cash, as well as marijuana, cocaine, and paraphernalia during a search of her home later. News outlets reported that also 4 unattended children there. The 4 unattended children that were there were also turned over to a relative.
Were these her children?
No, it doesn't even elaborate on that.
Gee.
So they said that she was charged with multiple counts of possession with intent to distribute drugs, 4 counts of illegal use of a controlled substance in the presence of a person under 17 years old, taking contraband to or into a correctional institute, and other related charges. Now, just reading this here, you could tell that this happened in Ashland, Louisiana, okay, where, they still got black folks hanging on a hook like a worm on a motherfucking fishing pole, okay. You violate their lives so viciously. And then most of the people that get busted like that, they're up on all the drugs and all that, but they don't have the intellect to have a lawyer in the backdrop as your go-to or as your exit plan. If you're doing anything illegal, you got to have an exit plan. You got to have a drop where you drop the shit down a hole and you throw a match behind it and burn everything up as it slides down into a dumpster. That's classic if you're doing anything. If you packing stuff, making stuff, whatever, there's always a chute going out the window, going down to the dumpster that you can shoot a fireball down there and burn it while it goes down the same chute that goes to the dumpster. Just as an example. But this whole story to me, even though it's weird news, and I don't, it's supposed to be comedy, and I don't mean to try to make it serious, but this is crack-a-knack-a-bull, because for one, it's entrapment for one. It's non-probable cause to search a person's car like that. Then you went to their house. Now you're saying that the presence of now they gave themselves away when they said controlled substance drugs in the presence of persons under 17 years old. So why did you raise that? First you said unattended minors, then you said persons under 17 years old. Now, how old does a person have to be to watch their brother and sister? What is it?
Good question.
14, 13 maybe, even 16.
16 is under.
If that person there was 16, then don't say they're unattended. How many times that I'm sure white detective, how many times you left your fucking 18-year-old, your 8-year-old daughter with your 14-year-old fucking son? Or your 15-year-old son? I mean, people are looking at the drug aspect, but then you're throwing all these other charges. You're trying to put all these charges together. And this is what a good lawyer does, is take this stuff and you know, you break it down. You say, what is this? Well, if you didn't go out in the car in the beginning, and how did you get in the car? Did she lock the car? If she locked it, what'd you do, break the goddamn window? Without anybody knowing, you know, I'm telling you.
They use that thing that you put down in the window to unlock it.
Despite what you use, you was in there. You, that person, I'm in a super. How many people been in a supermarket store, laundromat, and smell like marijuana walking by you all day? I've been in a line buying stuff from Walmart, and the person in front of me smells like they growing stuff. I'm not gonna tap them on the shoulder and say, "Damn, man, you smell like weed." You know, I may pull them to the side and say, "Look, man, you may want to give this little roll of this little thing of cologne spray, man. Spray you some of this, you know, Egyptian musk on you. Recommend how they can, you know, get it out of the, you know." But just because somebody walking and smelling like weed doesn't mean you just like assume, you know. But anyway, it's interesting, and I didn't mean to turn it into a two-part situation, but it is weird news. But damn, going in that car like that, then going in the house like that, they just jealous that these people have money and they didn't. Anyway,
that sounded kind of rough. You better get a good attorney.
Got any comments on that? Give us a call, 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Press 1.
Press 1.
That was crap to me. I mean, it was, you know what I mean, Ketel? It was weird news. I didn't mean to turn it into a story, but come on. She in there paying bail, and they going in a car. Please.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Anyway, but that's down in Louisiana where they treat us like crap.
Down in the bayou.
So I'm not going to elaborate on it.
All right, we're going to go back to the phones and pick up a caller, and then we're going to go take a break and come back with I'm Just Saying. Caller, welcome to the Pajama Party Show. Go right ahead with your comment. Are you there, caller? All right, I'm going to put him back on hold. Ketel, can you take us to a break? And we're going to come back on the other side of the break with me, Redwine, and I'm Just Saying, on the Pajama Party Show. Let's see, you ready, Ketel?
Yep.
All right, take us out. We'll be right back. This is Redwine, and you're listening to WPJP Blog Talk Radio Pajama Party. Check out my commentary. I like to call it I'm Just Saying, because sometimes I am just saying. It's just my opinion. It's what I think. Hey, you don't have to agree, but if you disagree, call us up. 914-803-4306.
Hey, don't forget, they can catch us on Twitter also, and apajamaparty.com too. What's the number, Papa?
914-803-4306. I don't know how I got in the studio. Redwine came in here by himself, and me and Ketel just happened to come here and catch her stealing airtime. As usual.
I was trying to do my own promo, and y'all just happened to show up again. Well, can y'all tell me what time? Oh, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. No, that's wrong.
And 6 o'clock Western Time. West Coast Time.
Right,
okay.
Right. Either way.
So if you're in California, call us at 6 p.m., 7 o'clock if you're hanging out in Colorado somewhere.
7 o'clock, that's Central Time. See, now we got it all twisted up.
7 o'clock if you're in...
okay, it's 9 o'clock Eastern. Y'all do the math. Figure out where you are. Check your watch. 9 o'clock Eastern. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Check us out.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9:15 CP time, right?
Yep, that's right.
CP time, 9:15.
There you go.
All right.
All right, bartender. Hey.
Bartender.
Hey, is that Mr. Lowe? Hey, come on, Mr. Lowe, Mr. Bartender.
I was trying to jiggle my ice in my glass, but it melted.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello. Sorry about
And
that.
Redwine.
No technical difficulties.
Yeah, you was a little, anyway.
Sleep behind the wheel, but it's all right.
had one of those Pisco drinks.
Don't do it.
Sorry about that. All right. Sorry.
All right. Well, I'm just saying tonight I want to talk about don't charge for my blackness. That's my topic tonight. This is one of those things about black women and their hair. I'm just happy to see how black women are embracing their natural hair and how they're celebrating it. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Black women have a lot of choices. Black men do too, but I'm focusing more on black women. They got a lot of choices for how we wear our hair. Whether we do a press and curl or a blowout, a perm, braids, weaves, locks, cornrows. I think it's all beautiful. And I think the world is finally realizing just how glorious and what's the word I want to use? I'm looking for a word that means easy to change, but how all of that is in our hair. But see, here's the problem. Some hair salons do not see black women's hair as beautiful. They see it as extra money. And that's because all hair salons are not created equal. Now, I don't know how many people have experienced this, but if you've ever been like on travel or out of town and, you just need to go and have something done to your hair, you don't know these salons, you've never been there, so you're trying to look online or Google it or whatever. You find a salon that looks like, all right, it's near wherever I'm staying. I'm just going to go there to get whatever it is that I need done. Like I said, you don't know these people. And you get there, and you walk in, and there are no black stylists. So that's like, okay, alarm number 1 going off. Then somebody, after they stare at you like you just grew another head, somebody finally says, can I help you? And you tell them, okay, I just need, a blowout or some kind of basic service, at least basic to us, basic service. And then all of a sudden the price goes up. Now, when you checked it online, they said, or when you called, they gave you a price. But now that they see your brown skin, all of a sudden the price is different. And then they try to say, well, that's because we got to use certain products for your type of hair, or, that's a special process. It's not special. It's just different from what you're used to doing. So don't try to charge me extra for my blackness. It's just hair. If you don't know what to do with it, that's on you. I know what I need. You're not going to charge me extra and just get away with it like that because of your lack of experience or your lack of knowledge. Now, I'm going back some years when I went into, I won't call their name, hair cuttery, national chain, went to get a wash and blowout. That's before when I had my hair that way. And I saw the commercial, they always advertise you could get these services for like $12.95. I was like, cool, that's a deal. I get there, and when I saw there were no black stylists, I was like, well, the commercial said $12.95. So I go ahead, they wash my hair, they do everything. Then when it's time to pay the bill, they hit me with a surcharge. I said, what's the surcharge for? They said, oh, well, your hair is kind of long. I'm like, how is my hair long when it barely touches my shoulders? At that time, my hair barely touched my shoulders. And they're telling me, well, you got long hair, you got to pay extra. So at this point, now they had already done the service, so I couldn't very well dispute that they had done what they did. So I couldn't just walk out of there and say, I'm not paying you. Well, I could have, but I didn't want to get arrested. So, they kind of got me over a barrel at this point. So now I'm all up in my feelings, like, well, the commercial said one thing. Now you're charging me an extra 10 or 12, whatever it was. And they tried to justify it by saying, well, that's for, like, regular hair. I looked at that woman, I said, what do you mean regular hair? My hair is regular hair. She said, well, it's not, I didn't mean to offend, but it's not like regular. She couldn't even get the words together. So at this point now, they done hurt my feelings. They got me for another $10 or $12. Now I'm mad and I'm ready to go. So at this point now, I got to pay the extra money because they already did the service. So I went ahead and I paid them, but I said, you know what? That's never going to happen again. So what I learned that day is that all stylists do not know how to style all hair. And I think we assume that when we go into a salon that we're dealing with well-trained, well-rounded individuals. But clearly that's not the case. But that's their fault. That's not my fault. So this is Redwine, and I'm just saying, they got away with it that day, and that was some years ago. But they won't get away with it anymore, because you're not going to get away with charging me extra for my blackness.
All right. That was a good one, Redwine.
I'm just saying, stuff's out of control. People get away with it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
All right, let's see. Up next is Poppa DD and Living for the City. Are you ready, Poppa, or you want to take it?
Yeah, I'm ready. I was thinking about something else, but I'm a ride on the same wavelength that you're saying there. But see, now you were talking about different grand scale places and things like that, and hair cuttery and all that jazz. But I'm going to speak on the average black barbershop, okay? Because it's changed. It's really changed. Me personally, and I put it out there, I'm from West Philly originally, straight up born and bred. And, the camaraderie that I grew up in a barbershop in West Philly is a far cry from the area that we record out of, which is the DMV area. Because I finally, and I mean this sincerely, found a barber in the DMV area that can work my beard the way I need to be worked. And this was like a week ago. And the brothers, I kind of just went there by accident. I was almost afraid to go in barbershops anymore because barbers in the DMV, first of all, when you walk in there, and I'll beat them up. I'll go through the whole, the whole Prince George County and the whole nine. I've gone in 4 or 5 places, and the first thing I walk in there, I don't feel no love at all. They look at you like you just stepped off a goddamn spaceship. And then usually the first chair, that's the victimized chair. That's the guy that's about 90 fucking years old. He the one that owns the joint, and he's the first one to grab you, and he kind of greets you. And all the brothers is in the last 4 chairs. And the one thing about a barbershop is that you never know who has what or who has what style or who specializes in whatever, but it's usually the one that 4 or 5 people is waiting for his ass, okay? That's usually the best joker up in there. Just as an indication. Just like when you go get your car fixed. Go get your car fixed where there's cars all over the goddamn parking lot, and the joker got to say, you got to leave your car, man, because I'm busy. That shows their activity as well. They got good service. People are coming in there. You're trying to find a spot just to talk to somebody. But anyway, getting back to the barbershop, I go in these places, and like I said, the first guy in the first chair, he's an old dude. He's the one that owns the joint, and he'll cut anybody just a little traditional cut. He don't use no razors and nothing like that. He's a straight clipper guy, scissors, whatever, old school. He'll get you in and out, whatever. But then you got the 4 brothers in the back, and I say brothers because most of these barbershops are straight black, and they're in strip malls, and they're in little different, as they call it, town centers down here. And, you go in there, and the 4 brothers that are lined up after that, they so busy talking to each other that they don't even greet you. And I'm standing like a damn fool at the front door trying to get somebody to understand me in there as a potential customer. Now, you're charging $20 a head in there. If you're charging $20 a head, that's $20 you about to get from my ass, plus a tip. Don't you want my money? But you got me standing up there trying to figure out, most times I would sit in the old man's chair and shoot the breeze about some old music, and we talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire while I'm getting your basic cut and going out the door. I never even get to meet the other guys down the other end because their camaraderie don't even bring me down their way. And I would, to make a long story short, I find myself going back to New Jersey, you know, to go to a certain barber, you know, usually Spanish dudes up there, because Spanish guys, they get it in. Them boys, they pretty as girls, you know what I mean? They'll put the razor on you, and they'll cut your beard and goatee, mustache any way you want it. You know, they just like, you know, them boys is like, they get it in, you know? But you find yourself traveling for a couple hours just to get a haircut or a beard trim or what have you, you know? But I don't have the brother's card right now, but next week I would definitely give him props. He's in the Capitol Heights area. And I just went in there per se. Wasn't that busy. I was talking to him, told him what I want, what I like. And he said, well, sit in the chair. And the brother not only trimmed my beard, but did all the cutting and all the massaging of the beard and did the right type. It was just off the chain. You know, it wasn't that expensive, and only because he took the time to talk to me about what, and I wasn't getting that, and I have been in many barbershops. So, like, on your point, Redwine, when it comes to a black man going into a black barbershop, unless you go down to somewhere up north where they're going to embrace you, just like Harriet Tubman, she took the slaves to the north to be free. And that's for a reason, because I don't know. I mean, I hang up here in the DMV area, but I'm more of a northern guy. I'm a Yankee, so, you know, straight up. I'm a northern guy, and that's who I am. But I find going down there to the barber shops down in the north, you can talk to the brothers. You come in there, and they're going to embrace you. They want your money. They come to work to get paid. And they will grab and say, what you need, bro? Well, what you want? How you want it? And they'll talk to you. But up here in DMV, no disrespect to them, but I don't know. Maybe they got their clientele and they're content with that. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. I hear you. Kind of rough out there, I tell you. I guess the men got it bad and the women got it bad. It's just rough.
All right. Mm-hmm. That was a good one, Pop. All right. Guys, ready to go to the West Coast?
Let's go to the West Coast.
All right.
Ooh,
now.
What you got for us, Ketel?
All right. We're still talking about this corona pandemic here. But stars like Justin Bieber, Mark Cuban, Kevin Love, Blake Griffin, they are all contributing to this coronavirus thing. Even though Hollywood, different productions and movies and festivals have been closed, the celebs, they're stepping up. Millions of people around the world, including celebs, have opted to self-isolate at home to lower their risk of contracting the virus, which makes sense. Matter of fact, on the America's Got Talent, Heidi Klum, she wasn't feeling well one day, so she went home early. For a few days, she went home early. They didn't say she had it or symptoms, anything like that, but she just wasn't feeling well. So it goes on to say the celebs have been making a positive impact and giving back to those in need. Justin Bieber, he pledged to donate $29,000 to a Beijing charity foundation. Donatella Versace, she donated about the same 29,000 American dollars to a hospital in Milan, Italy, because that was one of the worst cities that was hit, Italy. Kevin Love, NBA player, he is pledging $100,000 to the Kevin Love Fund in support of the Cavs Arena to help support some of the staff that are working there. Blake Griffin, the Detroit Pistons, he's going to donate $100,000 to help compensating some of the workers at Little Caesars Arena also. Hollywood is more getting involved with the director of Parasite, the movie, the director and his co-director, they both got together and they donating $82,000 to the Hope Bridge Korea Disaster Relief Association. And even Little Nas X, he's getting involved. He sent out something on Twitter saying he's going to provide some money. He didn't say a dollar amount, but he's going to provide some money and food for some of the relief of the result of that. Okay. On another note, Floyd Mayweather. I haven't heard from him in a minute. His ex-girlfriend, Josie Harris, was found dead in California. The mother of his 3 children, Josie Harris, the mother of 3 of his children, has been found dead in a car outside of a home in California. The 40-year-old was discovered unresponsive in the driveway around 10 p.m. And pronounced dead at the scene. A representative with the coroner's office said they weren't able to provide further information, citing a security hold. The sheriff's office is in an early public alert, has said that its homicide investigations were responding to the death of a woman at the same address where Harris was found on Tuesday. Harris, it goes on to say, Harris had dated the 12-time world champion boxer between 1995 and 2010. Their relationship was kind of rocky, even violent at times. 2010, after they broke up, Mayweather was arrested for domestic violence involving Harris in Las Vegas and was sentenced to 2 months in jail. Harris would later accuse Mayweather of assaulting her on 6 occasions during their relationship. In 2015, she filed a $20 million lawsuit against Mayweather, accusing him of defaming her in an interview with then Yahoo Global and anchor Katie Couric. That discussed the domestic violence case and allegations of drug use by Harris. That lawsuit was set to go to trial in December of this year. So something does not sound right to me as far as that's concerned.
No, it doesn't.
You guys be the judge of that. So, yep. Also, Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, arrested for failing to register as a sex offender. Come on now. First of all, why would you marry someone of that caliber? And second of all, why didn't you register? This man is 41 years old, turned himself into federal custody on Wednesday after failing to register as a sex offender in California. Kenneth Petty self-surrendered to U.S. Marshals in L.A. Petty moved to L.A. last July before tying the knot with Nicki Minaj in October. He knowingly failed to register as a sex offender as required by the sex offender registration. Okay. So it says this story isn't.
I'm sorry, but I did see that story, and I think what happened with him is whatever state he was living in before they moved to Cali, he was registered there. But when he
didn't register.
Cali, he didn't register there, and that was the issue.
Gotcha. Okay. So maybe they didn't give him enough time, or he should have done it as soon as he got there. I'm not sure.
I don't know. But, yeah, he was registered wherever he was, but he didn't. When he moved to California, he didn't register there.
I gotcha. Well, gotta stay on top of these things. Like I said, first of all, why would you marry somebody of that caliber? Second of all, you gotta handle your business. You know, they could have. Who knows? They could have been escaping that, not doing that. You know, being in that state. But that's what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Also, on the last note, AMC will reduce capacity by 50% in all U.S. movie theaters. AMC Theaters announced on Friday that they are proactively reducing the maximum capacity of each theater at least 50%, beginning Saturday through April 30th. The movie theater chain will cap ticket sales for each of the theater's auditoriums to an amount equal to 50% of the normal seating capacity. All right.
Okay.
Yep, and also goes on to say the company is also enhancing its cleaning protocols by cleaning high-touch point areas at least once per hour. That's good to know. But my thing is, we should have been doing this stuff all along. I'm sorry. We had to wait for something outbreaks like this, and we're going to clean and clean until we can't clean again. But, you know, it
so
is
wait
what
a
it
minute.
is.
If you're going to clean once per hour, but most movies run at least an hour and a half or more. So that means all those armrests where people's hands and everything are on, those are not going to be cleaned every hour if the movie is still running.
Nope.
I'm just saying.
I guess not. Yep. I guess it's
Okay.
just talk. Made a good point, Redwine. So duly noted.
All right, Ketel. Well, thank you for the Hollywood report.
You're welcome. But that's all.
All right. Okay, let's see. We're down to the Kiss It list. So, Poppa DD, can you tell everybody what is the world famous Kiss It list?
All right.
That's where somebody in particular that showed their butt hiney over the last week, and we put them on blast and got a song in their dedication. And the first people I want to talk about on the Kiss It list is this police department in Ashland, Louisiana. They're going to go through somebody's car while they're bailing somebody out of jail. I mean, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that did sound crazy.
We are so vulnerable anymore.
All right, let's see. Who else do we have on this week's Kiss It list? Kiss It. Who do we have?
The guy with the hot sauce, waving the gun with the hot sauce, Aberline or Aberdeen or something.
Yeah, whatever his name is, Mr. Hot Sauce with the gun.
The hot sauce bandit.
Yeah, the hot sauce bandit.
There you go. I don't even.
You got
don't even know.
Mark Emmett, who's the president of NCAA. He was the last one to pull the pin on that Final Four March Madness. He makes $1 billion a year in 2 weeks. Every year, 2 weeks in March, he makes $1 billion for the NCAA. And people walk around here with student loans up the yin yang. And this man didn't want to pull that. He didn't want to pull the NCAA to make that money because he wanted to get his little thing. So he finally caved in all the stuff around him.
Okay, let's see. We also have Manisha Barad. That's that lady that was selling that homemade hand sanitizer.
Oh, yes.
Up in
for
New
sure.
Jersey.
Yes.
We got David Ostrom, the man that wanted to sword fight his ex-wife's attorney to settle their situation.
I tell you, that lady in Jersey also, she's going to be in big trouble, too, in Jersey, because Jersey has a law that anytime you do something with kids up there, they have something called Megan's Law.
Yeah.
So if that Megan's Law gets her ass, boy, whew, I tell you.
She's going down. Also, we got Hair Cuttery and Stormy. Well, I won't put her on the list. The lady with the weed-scented money. I'm not going to put her on the list.
No, she's innocent.
We got Trump and the Trump administration for the way they have mishandled and botched this whole coronavirus situation. Anybody else?
Nope.
That's it.
Not at this time.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, we have an award for everybody on this week's Kiss It list, and here it is.
My entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world can kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever-loving country ass. That's right.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One of those Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel
Hello.
and Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. All right, we're going to the last word because we're about to get up out of here. What's your last word, Poppa DD, for tonight?
My last word is I'd like to, going back to Philly, I'd like to give condolences to my next door neighbor who just passed away. Her name was Ruby Swenson. God rest her soul. She was a senior person. I'm sure Miss Swenson was probably I'm sure she was either 90 or reached 90 or probably a little above 90. I mean, this is old school. She was up there in my mother's generation for real. Lived right next door my whole life. You know, I saw Miss Swenson. I'm very good friends with her children and everything. They live right across the banister. And it's the kind of thing when you live next door to people your whole life, you know them just as well. The only thing that separates y'all is a firewall, you know, between the row house. And I saw her every day, greet her every day. Nicest person in the world. Always spoke to you. Always had a kind word. When I came home from the Navy, when I came home from anything, when I just came home, period. When I was singing in the living room back in the day, she would, you know, come out on the porch. I heard you singing in there, you know, because the next door neighbors in the row houses, everybody hears what everybody does. And God bless your soul, your spirit, and your memory, Miss Winston. Rest in peace.
All right. This is Redwine, and my last word is be safe out there. Do what you got to do to protect yourself from this virus. But let's not go crazy trying to stockpile supplies and all. You know, let's let it be everybody get what they need, you know. Let's not try to buy enough stuff to last for 3 or 4 months. Everybody needs a little bit. So let's, you know, allow everybody to get some. That's my last word. Over to you, Ketel.
All right, this may sound like a crazy request, but this is for DC Metro System. I know the general manager, he's been trying to get it together since he's been there, but before this coronavirus stuff, you guys should have been on point. First of all, there's no visible cops there. You don't see anybody uniform. They could be all undercover, but to me, that helps deter, you know, things that are happening on the train. Service is crap still. The increase in the fares is insane. You know, they continue to do that. The Metro cars, they should have been cleaning these cars before this coronavirus thing. They need to clean, and re-clean. That's just my thing. And get that damn carpet off that damn floor. That's what I say. Shit.
Okay.
That's just my last word. And to everybody out there dealing with this coronavirus, we can't go to church right now, but you guys need to pray inside your home. He's going to get us through this. We're just going through this for a period of time. But be safe and stay clean. If it's your room in your house, your home, keep everything clean and keep yourself clean, and everything should be good. So that's my last word.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Shout out to our parent company, DC Homegrown Entertainment, that keeps the lights on and pays the bills. Thanks to all our callers and listeners from coast to coast. We appreciate you all. We're going to get on out of here because we got to go make another hand sanitizer run. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
I got to refresh my cocktails.
So that too. But we're going to sign off and say goodnight. So say goodnight, Poppa DD.
Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Ketel.
Good night. Peace out.
And this is Redwine saying good night. Bonsoir. Till next Friday night. We'll do it all again at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're out of here. Peace.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Pajama Party Crew, grown and sexy, going up party. Pajama Party Crew, keep it real for you. No